thanks. Lucky, sane, healthy, How to improve the well-being of as many people as possible, ASAP, and as much as possible. Though it helps to explain and mention the status quo, including current manifestations of the Pareto Principle and the Matthew effect. Clearly, the often trite, questionable criticisms of capitalism, particularly in developed countries, that go as far as to advocate leftist, Marxist-based class warfare, are deluded at best. So let me reiterate that. Though it helps to explain and maintain the status quo, right? So it does both, including the current manifestations of the Pareto Principle and the Matthew effect. Clearly, the often trite, questionable criticisms of capitalism, particularly in developed countries, that go as far as to advocate leftist, Marxist-based class warfare, are deluded at best. The main beneficiaries of this fraudulent approach are overpaid, useless social scientists / critics, the top 20%, who many have said critics are members of by birth or six-figure and higher salaries. Yes, a lot of these top leftists, wannabe communist manifesto type professors who actually have assigned it to even students as I was assigned at Williams College are actually by default having six-figure salaries in the top 20%. And of course by their investments as well, because a lot of them have IRAs and investment retirement funds, right? So talk about the definition of dividing and conquering. Given that many in the top 20%, so Elon Musk included at the very one of 1%, have cultural and familial connections to the bottom 80%. Moreover, by encouraging that their bottom 80% potential supporters and even family members focus on putting 51% or more of their money in publicly traded companies of said top 20%, so Tesla, for example, especially of these top, say, 5 billionaires companies, the Pareto Principle distributions would remain. Yeah, that's not going to automatically, magically take anyone the bottom 80% out of being there just by owning a little Tesla stock. But at least these bottom 80% people, including people who are dealing with this recording, would see massive improvements in their financial situations, including potential elimination of all revolving debt on at least an annual basis, if so desired. Ironically, arguably the best way to improve the long-term financial situation of average to below average citizens, thus those firmly in the bottom 80%, the bottom 80% economic strata, and their overall well-being, is to work to establish the Netherlands PDF Kingdom and better PDF standards worldwide ASAP and as much as possible, with a focus on sustainable levels of consumption, as opposed to that of wasteful America, for example, while making sure that all citizens have profitable stock portfolios that include a focus on investing in the top 15 to 5 richest billionaires companies, given their almost 100% guarantee of annual and long-term profitability, combined with the Kuwaiti, Singaporean, Korean, and Norwegian successes in establishing sovereign wealth funds, SWFs, for example, oil revenue guaranteed income for its citizens. This is the best way forward. So thank you very much. And, back to the motto, including when practicing hermetic, living the best way, including money-free, living the best way. Being healthy, being sane, being pleasurable and addictive, being lucky, being harmonious, spirit, and yeah. So this is the flow that I'm bringing in the best way, and it includes just the flow since victories of 2023 to 2024. 2024 victories. So thank you very much. And I feel bad number four. Thank you very much. And this is what it takes to turn failures into improvements, as I've learned from the work such as Business at the Speed of Thought from William Henry Gates PDF, right? And yes, being turning all failures into improvements for my loved ones and me. That's via Synchrology PDF. And this, of course, is what it takes, and what it takes to feel better than ever before. I feel better than ever before. And this is what we have to do to feel better. Number 4, ik voel me beter än me siento mejor que nunca. And including via LinkedIn and other networks, there's now proof of the flow that, that people really need to pay attention to. They need to pay attention to it, you see? They need to pay attention to it because it's the flow from even Europe, PDF, of the EU, PDF, to the top 5 billionaires, PDF, stock portfolios included, and top 5 billionaires, PDF. Bon año nobo, mita sinti mohe kununka. This is the phase of top 5 billionaires, PDF. Bon año nobo, mita sinti mohe kununka. Right? Top 5 billionaires, PDF. Bon año nobo, mita sinti mohe kununka. Top 5 billionaires, PDF. Bon año nobo, mita sinti mohe kununka. Top 5 billionaires, PDF. Bon año nobo, mita sinti mohe kununka. Feel better. Number 4, and this is the way of Elon Musk, Peter. Elon Musk, Peter. The Russia, Elon Musk, Peter. The Russia, Elon Musk, Peter. The Russia, Elon Musk, Peter. 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 Russia, 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 Russia.